I am a sales and marketing leader, and I'm serving an industry that is very affected by COVID-19. People are going to look at a stock ticker, people that are investors, people that are in VCs, they're private investors, Fortune 500 banks that are investing, and they are terrified. And we've seen knee-jerk reactions, even clients of site staff, feverishly in love clients of site staff who have come to us and say, the investors say, we've got to pull the plug on marketing. Give these sales and marketing leaders in this industry, Todd, something to come back to the other leaders in the organization to prevent them from getting the rug cut out from underneath them.
Sure, and that makes a lot of sense. You know, and I think of this, as soon as you ask that question, Jonathan, I think of Warren Buffett, and I'll get back to why I think of Warren Buffett. You know, the first piece that a marketing leader is going to want to go to when they're asked to remove their budget is they have to understand what their value, they have to have a value statement that's going to come back to say, where else can we find money before we cut our top line of exposure to the marketplace and exposure to our growth capabilities. Realizing they're still going to get that same knee-jerk reaction. It's not going to stop just because they make one statement. But at this time, if you start looking at the enormous amount of costs that are in a business, when it comes down to expenses are related to employees, and you have to have a benefit specialist to actually do that. Or if you're looking at your assurances, you have huge cost in insurance. Real estate, a company like ours can look at your real estate and leases, even though you may have people internally that already have. Maybe there are some misdowns and some misses. Facilities management, you start looking at grease interceptors, you start looking at HVAC units, elevator contracts. There's tons of money that is misappropriated and missed in those expenditures, overbilling, double billing, so on and so forth. We catch all the time. So when you get back into your operational aspects, right, you're looking at your flows, whether it's linens or landscaping or other areas that are part of your business that have to be done, but need to be looked at as can they be trimmed, even if it's for a small part of time, versus cutting off your nose to spite your face, as we stated earlier, when it comes to spending money on your top line growth. There are expenditures, right? Like we talked about the top three telecom, biggest utilities, that you have to have an expert to be able to get you to those pieces. But those bottom line recurring costs are much like your marketing expenses, and they can literally make them at an even keel. And that even keel is one of those pieces that you really want to take a look at. Is back to Warren Buffett. Warren buys when the market is going down, and he sells when the market is going up, right? But he invests in marketing and strategies for marketing when everybody else isn't. And that is one of the things that the really strong can do. It's not easy, right? I mean, investors do have to have a responsibility to the entire stakeholder family. And at the same time, it is about making a profitable investment. So it's really making sure that you speak with an entity like a cost reduction specialist, an efficiency expert that would be able to help you talk through those so you can create a value proposition that you can actually bring back to the board, the leadership, or the shareholder group to be able to say, how do we minimize the impact of driving our top line growth and exposure while everybody else is cutting back? How can we cut back in other ways and not lose our top line position in the market?
Well said. Audience, I will leave you with this. Over Todd's right shoulder is Jack Nicklaus, and the day where you as a golfer don't want to take advice from one of the legendary players that knows the game better than anyone, when you want to line up the same putt that he's lining up to win the Masters, that's the day you don't hire this man or don't want to have a conversation. Don't rely on your own resources to do the best work at cost savings. Hire a professional, especially when it ain't going to cost you anything. You're just going to save a ton, and he's going to be a little bit of that savings that he's going to take back for himself and his company. Todd, thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to be able to see what floodgates open up to be able to, have you or be allowed to be able to serve this industry in a unique way in an unprecedented time in our history. Thank you very much, and I really hope you get a lot of traction from this. Can't wait to have you back and see what's become of it after COVID has taken its toll.
Well, hopefully won't take much of a toll. And thank you very much, Jonathan, for the time we get to spend together. And I look forward to talking again in the future.